Hello, everybody, and welcome to the More Sugar Podcast. My name is Amanda Callender, and I'm your host. This is the podcast where we have conversations to help, heal, and encourage. And as always, a reminder, my podcast was derived from the book that I wrote. I was looking around for a copy. Sugar My Grits, Grief to Gratitude Through Grace. I wrote this amazing book about grief in the middle of the pandemic, and I did not have time to do a book tour. But during that time, the conversations that started in my inbox and phone conversations and in person with my friends prompted me to start a podcast because these were conversations that I thought would help heal and encourage people, just like the book did. The book is still available for sale. Actually, it's doing very well. There's never a time when grief goes out of style. So you can get Sugar in My Grits, Grief to Gratitude Through Grace from my website, jdelinopublishing.com. You can get a signed copy, or you can go to Amazon, or you can go to barnesandnoble.com or BookBaby, or just like hit me up and I'll see what I could do. One of the topics that I have been wanting to talk about for a while is grieving. We talked about the loss of mothers, fathers, loved ones. We've talked about healing trauma, but we never focused on losing other things that's not dead. And doing some research for the conversation with Tracy, I found out that was called ambiguous grief. And that's grieving things that's not dead, whether it's a job, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a home. Anything that you lost that requires some sorrow to get through is grief. And so my lovely wife, who's like the silent partner with me in this, I run everything by her. And when I talked about the topic, she said my friend Tracy would be a great candidate for that. Now, friends are important to me, and Tracy has been my wife friend for a very long time. They met when they were working together, and Tracy is one of the friends that I haven't had a chance to combine. That's like join forces. Like when most people get married, sometimes friends mesh, and sometimes we keep our separate friends. But I'm happy that she's is my wife's friend. My wife speaks highly of her. She is a paralegal. And what I'm so proud about Tracy is she's other things besides that. She's an amazing mom. She's an amazing friend. I can go on and on. The reason why I mentioned that she's a paralegal is because Tracy is on her way to law school. She's about to be an attorney, and she's going to be out here repping for the sisters, for our people. Tracy's a little nervous, so when y'all watch this, I want y'all to make comments and give her words of encouragement because she's going to need it. She's a little nervous, and that is to be expected for something big like that, because she could easily just say shrink and not answer God's call. That's what I'm gonna say. So Tracy, besides what I said, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So thank you, Amanda. That was a
You're welcome.
lovely introduction. I'm just a regular person.
I like that.
I like house music. I like to go out from time to time, drink, laugh. I love
Mhm.
to talk to myself in the house and dance and
Mhm.
try different foods.
Okay.
um, Nothing special here. I consider myself a regular person out here.
That's good. A regular person out here in the world of social media is a
Yes,
breath of fresh air.
a breath of fresh air for sure. Yes, yes.
And Tracy, Tracy, I noticed she's a giver. And I just want to say that because a friend of mine, Vicky Deans, does a toy drive and a clothes drive every year, and I share it in hopes of like someone else will pick it up, and so does my wife. And Tracy so selfishly donates to Vicky cause, and to my knowledge, she don't even know Vicky. She just know that if the calendars are co-signing us and sharing something, then Vicky must be doing something amazing and legit and needs help,
Yes,
and so she
yes.
donates. So that's great. And so what we wanted to talk about was grieving things that aren't dead. And for me, that was a lot of things. When I pick a topic, I do what I do with writing. I take a deep dive into it to try to feel the emotions. And um, for me, I realized that I was grieving a lot of things. And so I wanted to bring someone in to see their feelings and emotions and how they cope with the same feelings and emotions that I was going through. And so after talking with Tracy behind the scenes, first of all, after people see my podcast and the advertisement and they watch it, I get a lot of people that reach out to me and say, "Hey, can I come on and do what?
I can imagine.
What do you want to come on and do and say?" We're here to help, heal, and encourage. So if your story does not do any of that, please don't call me. I don't, and I'm not being shady. I just don't. We have a mission here. We want to help, heal, and encourage. Nothing in there says entertainment. Some of these are people's their low lows, and how they uh, rose above that and persevered, and got through the struggle, and just here to give some advice to somebody else. So if that is not your story, please, y'all, please, because I got a 9-year-old and I'm tired and I don't have time to be shifted to my inbox. So, because you want to come hang out with me on the podcast. Nah. So, okay, back to that. So, Tracy, before and my format is to get to know the person, and I send Tracy questions so it doesn't turn into Jerry Springer when I'm asking somebody something and they don't feel comfortable answering and they're like this, like I don't know if I want to answer that. So we talk about what we talk about before we talk about it, because I want there to be transparency. Like I don't want anyone blindsided by anything we're talking about. That the idea is, my goal is to eventually, I was just talking to Tracy, just to be sitting on the sofa with an overhead mic, having cocktails on the girls' night, and turn on the mic. That's ultimately what I want to have. So Tracy,
Mm-hmm.
when do you start law school? When does it start?
August 18th.
Oh, that's next
Yes.
week.
Yeah, next week is orientation, 3 days mandatory. So technically Tuesday is starting, but
And how
officially
long
the
is law
18th.
school?
For me, I'm a part-time evening student, so 4 years.
I'm gonna be checking in
Yeah.
on you.
Thank you.
If I
Thank
see
you.
you, if I don't, now that I got your number, I'm gonna be on you. When I don't see you on the
Yes,
book, I'm gonna be like, "You all right?"
probably not. So
Probably
please check.
not.
Or
No,
yeah,
yeah, probably not. But and I have, if you don't mind, I have a friend. I have several friends that are attorneys. So if you need anything, like, you know what, I'm not even gonna say if you need anything. I'm gonna just make a connection and make it happen to see what
Thank you.
they can help you out with. Because that word, if you need anything, let me know. Yes, they need something, but no, they're not gonna let you
They're
know.
not going to let
They're
you
not
know,
gonna let
right?
you know. So stop
Right.
asking people if they need anything and just give them what you think they need.
Thank
So
you. Thank
you're
you.
welcome. So back to what is the greatest thing that you've ever lost that didn't die?
Honestly, I would have to say at one point myself. Yeah. Yeah. Um,
Here we
a
go,
lot of
right out the back.
yeah, like
Jesus.
myself. You shrink, you people please. You accept things that you normally, they're not okay. You know they don't feel good, and you're letting things ride and slide, and you're keeping the peace, and you're being quiet, and becoming someone you know you're not. Yeah, myself for sure.
How did
Sure.
you find yourself back from that?
Really, I had to just get rid of some people, get rid of some things, um, sit with myself, by myself, right?
Mm.
Um, had to pray, talk to God. I had to go down a path of destruction, come back out there and come out of that destruction.
Mm-hmm.
And just more, I don't know, it was, for me, it was a journey of getting to know me and understanding myself and paying attention to what made me feel very low and what made me feel very high and great, and kind of leaning more in that direction instead of the low.
That answer led me to damn, I don't want to jump, but I'm gonna have to.
Okay.
That answer that's why I said these questions never go on. That answer that you gave me, it kind of coincides with um I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was saying how she don't grieve friendships.
Mm.
And she put it to me like, it's not the loss of the friendship we are actually grieving. It's who we were at the time while we
I
were
agree.
friends with them.
I agree. I agree
So
to an extent.
sometimes we can lose ourselves not only in romantic relationships, like people like stop chasing that man. You lose yourself. You lose yourself in other ways. I think I lost myself during the pandemic. So, but I never grieved myself. I have a lot of stuff that I need to work on. I think I grew. I guess I grieved myself.
Yeah, I think this
Yeah.
podcast is an excellent way of doing it as well, honestly. But
It is.
yeah,
Yeah. This is how I. This is my. I'm. This is my therapy. Aside from
yes,
my therapist. So both your parents are deceased. That's a major milestone in loss in anyone's life. So I compare grief. I compare a lot of things, and I try not to say it could be worse, because in my mind, God will show you it could be worse. Well, that's not the worst thing that could happen, and then He'll show you what's the worst thing that could happen.
yes,
So a lot of times I watch what I say, but sometimes when um, if I lose $5, I say it could be worse. It could be $20, or it's not as bad as this. And so, in conjunction with something as monumental as losing your parents, um, do you feel guilty about like grieving something else that's not on that level as losing your parents?
no. Um, and reason being is because someone said this to me a while back and it stuck. Grief is proof that love existed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't feel guilty for grieving other things because, yeah, I love my parents. I miss them dearly, but that doesn't mean that I don't love and miss other things in life, right? And it's honestly for me, I think I'm honoring them by being able to grieve because if I learned nothing else, especially from my mom, she taught me to like never let anything harden your heart and to love and to give and to be present and give relationships a chance. So if I'm experiencing grief, then I'm honoring what I loved about her and who she raised me to be. So
Mm-hmm.
not at all. But because I don't want to be all sunshine and rainbows here without some transparency.
Yeah.
I won't sit here and act like there wasn't a point of time before I started doing my healing work, my healing journey, right? Where I wouldn't write people off and say things like, "Oh, well, I lost both my parents. Who cares if they go? Who cares if they stay?" Knowing that it hurt and I wasn't okay, I would
Yeah.
say stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's what I
yeah,
meant. Yeah. So
yeah.
there were times when that would happen. So when we say we went on this healing journey, and
Mhm.
for every one of us there is a point in life where you say, you know what, I can't continue to function like this. I need to
Yeah.
change something, and I want to do something about it. And whether it's going to therapy, whether it's starting to work out, something that becomes a pivotal point in your life where you begin to change. Do you have a discussion with your friends and say, look, I'm about to do this? Or there's a cocoon phase where you just fall back and you come back a butterfly? Or do you have a conversation like, look, y'all, or is it a Jerry Maguire moment? Who's coming with me?
For me, it's very personal. So
Yeah.
I don't talk to anyone about it except God. I
Yes.
pray about it. I talk to God, but I don't announce it. I don't talk to anyone about it. I start putting things in motion and action, and along the way, people kind of fall off. But I'm doing this with an expectation that whoever's supposed to stay is staying, right?
Hmm.
If anything, you think Tracy's acting a little different, ask some questions, and I'll let you in. But if you can't take it and you think I'm acting different and you're like, oh, she's being funny and I don't like it anymore, bye. But I never discuss it really with anyone. It's just a moment that comes and I kind of just step into action.
I had something similar like that. I think we were just talking about having jacks, and I had like all these friends because
Mm-hmm.
we were the party and calendars. We was outside, and then but we always knew we wanted a child. So at some point, we can't be those same people anymore. And when we stepped away to become parents, we lost a lot. No, I wouldn't say lost because they're still there doing their things. We just can't do those things with them. So technically, um, they aren't close. You have to find some parents when you become a parent.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was a little bit of a grieving process for me when we had Jax. It was definitely a happy time, but it was definitely some sad moments when I looked around and I'm like, man, the people that I talked about in my 20s when we was at parties and we sitting up and we like, yeah, I want to have a baby one day, and yeah, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, And then once that happened for us, people just some people just fall off. And I realized that it's not this them. My thing is letting God do his job. A lot of times I
Amen.
don't let God do his job. I'm like, but I go back. And I was just driving the other day, and I was telling you, talking about fasting, I can hear him clear. And he said to me clear as day, stop going back to places that I brought you back from.
Ooh, ooh, uh-huh, uh-huh.
Stop going back to places that I brought you out. Because the craziest thing is, we moved. We live in Virginia Beach now, but I reached back to this facility in Newark, and I wanted to hold um, a live recording of my podcast and a book signing. And it started working out, and then it started to fall apart. And I was talking to God, and it took him a couple of days to answer because he don't answer me right away because he makes me work for it. And he was like, "But you live in Virginia Beach. Why are you going to Newark? There's
Yeah.
people in Virginia Beach that haven't experienced you yet. So stop going back. I brought you from there, so stop going back there." So that's just something that I wanted to share. With everything you know about grief, if grief was a person, they have a bad outfit. That's how I see grief. A horrible dresser. How would you describe them? If grief was a person.
Definitely a horrible dresser, for sure. Like, ew, why did you put that on, right? But
Yeah.
also like that person that just doesn't respect boundaries, pop up unannounced. Um, it's like always just a pessimist, negative Nancy, um, vibe killer, mood killer, um, all of the negative things, right? They're kind of, I would describe them as that person that you really don't want there, right? But for some reason, no one ever kicks them out. Like they just allow them to linger and be in a room and
Let them overstay their welcome.
yes, definitely overstay the welcome. And I think it's just we make excuses for the person, like they don't mean any harm, right? They can't help themselves, right? Like so you let them live. That's how I would describe
Oh,
grief.
that's
Yeah,
so good.
yeah, like
Always overstay
yeah,
their welcome, but there's one person I'm like, nah, let them stay. They good.
yes,
No, they're
they
not
good. No,
good.
they're not.
They eating up the chips. And then when
Yes,
grief comes with a bottle. Grief comes with the most expensive bottle of liquor, and grief comes in chill. But if we don't finish that liquor and grief gets kicked out, grief taking a bottle back.
they
Grief tacky too.
tacky,
They
tacky. Yes,
tag grief is tacky. Grief is taking the champagne back with
yes,
you, and not the champagne we didn't. If you bring somebody something to that a party, you have to leave it. Grief. You
yes,
can't take
yes.
stuff with you.
Petty,
You
just
can't take grief is
oh.
petty too. Petty and tacky. That's gonna be my point. Grief is petty and tacky.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
that's what grief is. Okay. What does friendship and sisterhood mean to you? This is the part I like
Oh,
because grieving friendships is difficult. So
yes.
before we get into the grief of it, what does that actually mean to your sisterhood or friendship?
Safety, like a
Mm,
warm and fuzzy robe or blanket. Safety, love, comfort, support, right? Happiness, you
mm-hmm.
know, community. Um, all the good things, all the feels, right? Everything that's friendship and sisterhood to me. It's definitely a safety.
And there's room to when that road gets scratchy or that comfy couch gets hard, there's
Yeah,
always room for discussions to be
yeah,
had in great sisterhoods.
yeah,
Yes. Okay.
yeah.
Some people say it's incredibly hard to make friends after 35. Do you think you're too old to make new friends? You know, Drake got this song that he had a couple years that came out, No New Friends.
Friends.
And I was out there like this, no new friends, no. It was a bop for me, and I was like, yes, I got all my day ones. I don't need nobody else.
Did that age well?
It did not age well.
Um, I don't think it's hard at all, right? I think it would be hard if you are allowing some of your prior experiences with grief or people in general, right, to shape your belief system about others. So if you're walking around here and you're sitting here like, oh, that's why I don't trust women now, and that's why I don't have friends now, and that's why I don't want to be bothered with that. Yeah, you're going to have a very hard time over 35. we kind of get set in our way. The older we get, we become who we're going to be. And if you're training your belief system, right, to believe that people are bad and relationships are bad or scary or harmful, you're going to have a very difficult time. But for me, no. I'm very open and I trust myself. So no.
And that's the same thing goes for relationships, though. So everything you just
Absolutely.
said, we do in relationships. If you have one bad relationship or a couple
Yes.
bad relationships, you know what? I'm swearing off it. I'm gonna step out of the dating pool for a little while because I don't
Yeah.
trust this person. Um, I don't want to alienate nobody by saying I don't trust men. Well, I don't trust men. I don't trust women. So I'm gonna stop dating for a while. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the mindset that I'm not gonna say I had because it wasn't about me losing friends to distrust. I read a book um, recently that I'm allowed to grieve because we moved and we no longer are close to our friends.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I was lonely and I didn't know what the feeling was. Like I
Mm-hmm.
missed the routine we had and the things we had, and but I wasn't making an attempt to go meet new people because I don't know why. I could sit here and
Yeah.
make up something and it would take me a very long time, but I don't know why because I know why because that like you said that's so everything you described what sisterhood is. I had that, and I'm a person that when I was younger. When people say relationships are work, romantic relationships, I don't want it. Why do I gotta work? Why do I gotta do work? And I realized anything worth having for you have to work for. And so but then I realized, like after Jackson's second year here, I realized that I was I think I'm meeting people because I'm going to kids' parties and I'm showing up at these school events and socializing with Jax. And I was like, wait a minute, I have another this woman wants to hang out, and me and Kayla will go out for drinks or dinner, and we've met people at the restaurant, and they've wanted to hang out, and so yeah, it's been rough for me because I'm a lot. And I don't want to overwhelm anybody, you know. And I think that's what makes it difficult for me. But you just posted on your Facebook page. Tell us about the new friend that you just met.
Yes. Tim, actually, I know I don't think I was supposed to say names,
No, he's
but
fine. As long as we
okay,
ain't
okay.
talking bad about him, Tim's
Okay.
fine. Tim's fine. We not dumb. Tim. All
Tim.
superheroes don't wear capes. Tim is a superhero.
Yes, for sure. I love house music. I love house music festivals. Um, so much so it's usually a place of like community, belonging. Everyone's up, dancing, happy, right? So I felt safe to attend one solo one day, thinking all was all. And a lunatic, for lack of a better term or a polite one for him, came up out of nowhere, called me some woman's name and started accusing me, like confronting me about things that I did to him in this made up relationship in his mind. And I don't even want to say made up because it clearly happened to him, but he was like hallucinating. I'm not her. Like he clearly thought I was her. And Tim came out of nowhere, didn't know me from a can of paint. I think he saw in the crowd the look on my face because I'm bad. I'm able to stay quiet, but I can't control my facial
Yeah.
expression. So I think he saw the look on my face and he came over and he's like, hey, are you okay? Is everything okay? Do you need anything? I walked up for just pretending as if he knew me, like he was there
To
with
protect
me.
you,
And
yes.
yes, yes. And he kind of told the guy, like, she's a bit uncomfortable. That's my chair. And it wasn't Tim's chair, by the way, but that's my chair. You want to get up out my seat. And he got that man up out of there. And he sat with me and talked with me the rest of the night so that I could enjoy the music and be comfortable and not worry about this man coming back over there, ruining my time and scaring me to death. So Tim is a hero for sure. Like Tim, wow.
And
Thank
this
you.
was last year.
This was last year, last August at in Edison at the House Music Festival. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
And then you and Tim kept in touch.
Yes, he would send me like little clips of house music because that's how you form friends, right? You find that
Yes.
thing y'all have in common. So he would send
Yes.
me little clips of house music videos and all the events and check in with me. Am I okay? Are you coming? And then he sent me an invite to his barbecue for his celebrated 60th birthday. And I said, you know what? I'm going. And I went. And he hugged me and embraced me and was so happy to see me, didn't expect me to come. That's how you build the relationship, right? You have to
Yeah.
show up. You have to, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Ah, ha, ha,
yeah.
Jen, I got to catch these
Yeah.
gems. You have to show up.
You have to show up.
Okay, so now that was the fuzzy, warm, nice. Ooh, I met a new friend, and
Yeah.
then there's a, then there's
Mm-hmm.
the plane crashes,
Mm-hmm.
right? So some of my biggest heartbreaks have been with friends. Do you believe that friendships require the same love, time, and commitment as romantic relationships?
Absolutely. Um, I do. I think that, your friends tend to spare you when you get in relationships. They know that your partner obviously will come first, right? But
Mm-hmm.
you still have to make the time to step away and spend time with them, call them, check in on them, um, tell them how you're feeling, see how they're feeling. Come out and go to lunch or brunch or dinner or what breakfast, whatever you call it. It requires the same thing. When you meet someone, a romantic partner, right? Or you're Kayla, you and Kayla are married. When y'all are going through a disconnect, let's just say, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to plan date night and talk
Yes.
it out and give
Yes.
each other you have to do the same thing with your friends. You
So
absolutely do.
why don't some people do that? Do you
I
think?
I was thinking on this, right? Because I did get the questions ahead of time, and I had some time to think, and I was trying to get to the bottom of that. And all I could come up with is, I think with friendship, we expect them to last forever.
Mm-hmm.
We expect them to just accept us as we are and not give us any pushback, and it's going to be easy. And with romantic relationships, a lot of times we show up as a representative to start, right? Because we know if I show my behind, he or she is not going to want me, right? This relationship
Yes.
is not going to last. But with friends, we think it's okay to kind of just be our authentic selves in all forms and say what we want and do what we want. And yeah, yeah, I think it's just because we don't put the same expectations and we're not bringing our same self to each type of relationship, So that's what I think it is. I do.
So what happens when? Okay, I'm gonna come back to it because I gotta get my thought together on that one. How do you know when it's time to walk away or give up something, like a
Mm,
job, a relationship, a car?
there's no peace in it. Your spirit is so unsettled. It's not enough rationalizing in the world, not enough bargaining. Nothing works. Your nervous system is going haywire. That when you have no peace, it's time to go. And that's with all things: job, car, relationship, friends, like all of it, all of it. Yeah, I'm thinking about cars. Let's just to ease
Oh,
it, right?
oh,
Let's think
please don't
about a
talk
car.
about a car. I'm going through that
Don't
right now.
the
I'm
trauma.
the baby, but
Think about
yeah,
the car.
yeah. I'm not
You
putting no
got
more money into this.
time for you to go.
Time for
I,
you to
I got
go.
I got somewhere to be. I come out, crank you up. You won't start. I got to cancel my plans. You causing
Yes,
hardship. Think about that car for real.
yeah.
So
It's one of my
yeah,
driveway that we're on
yeah.
those terms.
I got one in
we
mind
just
too.
we get ready
Mhm.
to break up because you're unreliable.
Yes.
Unreliability.
Yes.
It's time to
Yes.
walk away when you're not reliable
Yes.
and you're disturbing my peace. That goes for
Disturbing my peace
jobs are reliable, but jobs disturb your peace too.
all the time.
What made you want to go to law school? You were just tired of being at a certain level, or was some people who don't become attorneys? It's not something that you sit at a job and say, you know what, I want to raise or promotion. Or I want to advance within the company. An attorney is something that you want to be.
Yes.
It's not a
Um.
job you do. It's something you become.
This was my childhood dream for one.
Wow.
Life sent me off course, but I'm in a position. God brought me back. I'm in a position now to pursue it. But this was my childhood dream. I feel like I've been prepared for this all my life, right? My interests, my hobbies, they are all beneficial to the legal field.
Hmm.
And I just correlated that while I was, doing this, taking the LSAT and writing my essays, and I realized like I've been prepped for this my whole life. But then there's the piece where I've been a paralegal for over a decade, and I'm tired of doing all the. When I found out what the attorney makes, right, compared to what I make, and I do all the work,
Yeah. Now
nah,
can you imagine
nah,
can you imagine like in let's say 5, 6 years,
yeah,
you're gonna have a paralegal, right?
yes,
And you'll
yes,
know how to treat them, right?
yes, 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 and how to speak life into her, and how to promote him or her, and how to help them achieve their goals and dreams. Because paralegals
Yeah.
don't have a promotion track. You're just really a
That's
paralegal
what I said.
forever. Yeah,
Really.
yeah.
I learned
Mhm.
that I binge watched Suits last
Mhm.
year. And Rachel should have been an attorney.
Rachel should have been an attorney. Yes,
She
yes,
ended up
Rachel.
being one, but she was just so scared.
Yes, yes. She
Fear
couldn't
keeps us from a lot of things.
pass that LSAT, so she thought. Couldn't get an acceptable score in that LSAT to get into her dream school,
Is
so
that
she thought.
LSAT? Is that LSAT like that? It's like that.
Oh,
It's like the wave in what's that movie with Tom Cruise and he's trying to get off the island where he was the FedEx guy and he was stranded and him and his boat, him and his ball Wilson. He was scared to get past the wave and he finally got past the wave. That's what the L. That's like so. What
that's
the else? It's just emotionally intimidating before you even started because of
yes,
LSAT is like I've heard rumors about you. Ooh.
yes, yes. That's exactly what it is. Yes, and as quiet, they try to say they take a holistic approach when you apply to law school and they look at the whole application. Stop playing with me. That LSAT matters a lot. That score matters a lot. So yeah, yeah,
Wow. I have a
yeah.
nephew that he just got into Morehouse. He wants to be an
Oh,
attorney.
congratulations. All right, all
And he did
right.
his summer intern. Johnny Cochran has a firm in Atlanta where he lives at. And Atlanta Bar Association placed him. So I have like 135 applicants. He was one of the 35 chosen. And he got to intern at the Johnny Cochran law firm in
Yes.
Atlanta before he goes. So that's an amazing dream
Wow.
to be
Wow.
able
Yes.
to be able to double back and to get have a chance to live your dream because that's what makes people, I think, uh bad friends.
Mm,
When you have other things going on in your life that you're not happy about, it's hard to be a good friend. If you're
absolutely.
miserable internally, how can you bring joy to the world?
Oh. Oh, I agree.
And that was
I
me.
agree.
I was not a nice person. Like I was a bully in high school, and I realized I kept people around me that thought it was fun and thought it was funny. She was like,
Mm-hmm.
asshole, that's funny. It's funny, but
Mm.
as it's not as funny when you're 35, right?
I'm proud of you because I can't see that.
Oh,
I know this version of Amanda, right? I
yeah,
can't.
everybody that, and
I
that's
would
just
never. Yeah.
no, I was, and I had the opportunity, and I didn't realize until one day I was at the bus stop, and I always tell the story. I was actually riding past the bus stop, and I was at the light, and I seen somebody at the light that I went to high school with, and I went to university high school, so our high school there was not 200 and 300 people.
Mm-hmm.
We had 50 people in our class because it was a gifted and talented high school, so it was like 50 people in each class. So I don't just know the class in 1992. I know
Mm-hmm.
91. I know 90. I know 3 years before and 3 years back because we all was in the same building, even 7th and 8th graders. But needless to say, I seen a girl at the bus stop, and I went to wave to her because I hadn't seen someone from my school in years, and she turned her back, like
So
she didn't want to speak,
wow.
and I didn't. I pulled with the light turned green, so I had to pull off. Part of me wanted to double back, like I know you see me, but the other part of me sat sat with that, and I had to figure out why. And I thought back to college, and I was like, and I remember her
Mm-hmm.
face, and I was like, you was not nice to her. And so
Mm-hmm.
once I seen some people on social media that had the grace to accept me as friends and the grace to accept my apology, I think I'm gonna bring her on here. Um, I'm writing her name down so I don't forget. I think I'm gonna bring her on the podcast so we could talk about that. That had to be healing for her. Um, I had to grow, and yeah,
No,
I,
I'm proud of you.
I
Proud of
wasn't
you.
um a very nice person. So most people don't realize what it takes to be a good friend. And I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know, but people around me just because I was likable and I was funny, they just let me run amok until one day grief is what made me become a better person. Because once all the death started hitting me at once, I started sitting with myself, and I realized that um, I was somebody's grief.
Mm-hmm.
I was loud. I was
Mm-hmm.
tacky. I was taking the liquor home.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if grief was a person, it'd probably be 21-year-old me. I was like a menace, but I'm glad that I grew up. How important is closure to you?
Very, but it doesn't have to come from the other person. So it's very important, I usually handle it myself, but it's not important that it comes from the person that caused the pain or the grief. No.
So, are there any friendships that has ended that you need to grieve,
No.
or that you have?
I say that very confidently. No is a complete sentence, but we're on a podcast here. But no.
No, no, it's a complete sentence because you have, or because you like just forget about them.
So honestly, okay. No, because the offense was that loud, and I respect myself enough and know myself well enough to know that the offense was that loud. It was the disrespect was that big, and no, thank you, right? But I
Okay, so
do.
let me. Can I? I'm sorry,
Sure.
but I want to stop because I'm a little my brain.
No, it's okay.
Sometimes I'll be needing to stop because I need to write that or I'm gonna forget. When you said, my wife tells me all the time, stop interrupting people, let them talk. I'm like, honey, if I don't get my thought out, then I'm gonna forget.
Kayla, leave Amanda alone.
Yeah. When you said the offense was that loud,
Mm-hmm.
do you ever wonder when a friend offends you? Right. So when you meet a friend, y'all on the same page, and everything is we moving up, we growing here, right? So when
Mm-hmm.
they offend you, and you said the offense was that loud, do you ever wonder how could you do something like that? Because I thought we were better than that.
Yes, at first,
Okay.
right? But then oftentimes what happens, you go into reflection, right? When you fall out with that friend, you start thinking back to everything over the years.
Mm-hmm.
And there oftentimes were many, many hints that this they were capable of doing this, that we would come to this. And I ignored them and excused them and just maybe it was the space I was in life, right? I was operating in that foolishness with you. That's probably how we became friends in the first place. So as we're growing and elevating, I know who I am now. I'm not willing to tolerate that mess. I expect you're growing and elevating with me, and you didn't. But it's not a surprise. If I look back, it was the signs were there for sure. Being honest.
So are you a fan of ghosting or talking it out and saying, okay, this just isn't gonna work? Or
Both.
sometimes you have to, yeah, I say sometimes you have to be.
Both. I have a friend. I was telling you I have a friend, right? I felt the offense was huge. And let me tell it, I was never speaking to her again. I don't care. Call me prideful. I was angry, and I said I was never speaking to her again, right? And we were just talking about how do you know when to leave something, right? When you can no longer find peace in it.
Mm-hmm.
But a whole year and a half had gone by, and that whole year and a half, I couldn't find peace in no longer being her friend.
Right.
So while I'm cheering, like, screw her, I'm never talking to her again, and thinking I'm standing on my word, at night, the whole situation is replaying. And that let me know, Tracy, you're missing something. You may need to revisit this, right?
Right.
You don't have all the pieces.
Right.
I called her up. We talked about it. I spun the block on that friend. We're friends again, and I'm very happy that I did. I realize now, while I was over here so angry at your offense, I played a role in the breakdown as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
I see where I went wrong. I see that there are things I have to work on that I'm not acknowledging about myself. We're forever growing. But then there are people, right, where I don't know, I'm completely at peace. I thought about it and I just like stay away, stay gone. I don't there's nothing to talk about here. It was just that disrespectful. Come on, no. There's nothing you could say to me at all. No.
I haven't reached that level. I don't know what that level is. I don't know if it's
Mm-hmm.
a spiritual level or if it is an emotional maturity or what it is. But from a very young age, I mentioned that in my book. I always need to know why. So me needing to know why causes me to want to get closure. And if I don't get closure, like even now, I can be driving and I will think about a friendship that's over with, and I'll replay the things over and over in my head instead of just accepting what is, that it's just gone. Like, you're in a different space, you're happy. They're in a different space, they're happy. But then it always plays in my mind, as friends, we plan to do the things I'm doing now and the things she's doing now, we plan to do together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And to see her doing her thing, being successful, me doing my thing to be successful, it was always your wingman. Like, no, everyone always says how Michael Jordan won all these championship rings, but everyone downplays the Scottie Pippen of it. Like Michael couldn't won without the rest of his team, and I just need sometimes God have to remind me. Like I have a second book that I've been sitting on for a good 3 months, and I haven't had the courage to press the button because she's not there to read it first, like she did my like that. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that I need that closure. But I think God and me, like right now, I'm just talking with God, and God will push me to the point where I just have to jump off the cliff by myself. Sometimes He prepares you for. The scripture says that a part of your journey is loneliness. And I need to get what he's trying to say because I don't want to be the Israelites. I don't want to spend 40 years on a 30-day trip. I want to get the message. I want to get it because I don't want to hold the book any longer. I want to see what he's trying to um to give to me. And
So, so sorry. I don't mean to cut you off, Amanda, but just
no,
curious, like, has it ever, is it a situation where you can't find out, ask why?
I asked why, but the answer doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
I did ask
Oh,
why,
wait.
and yeah, I asked why, and the answer didn't jive with me. Okay, let's say let's do this.
Mhm.
When as I mentioned, you're my wife's friend, right?
Mhm.
And sometimes when couples meet other couples, we become friends, like really
Mhm.
close friends. We vacation together. We do life together, and we do that over a course of 5, 6 years. We have kids together. Um, my kids. Let's say you're my kids' godmother, and we spend all Sunday dinners and everything. And then once that relationship breaks up, like who gets the person? That's like the dog. Who gets me in the divorce? Right? Why can't I be friends with both parties?
Yeah.
And she was uncomfortable with me being friends with her ex. But over these years, we developed a friendship, like a relationship.
So, just curious, right?
No, go ahead.
Have you, it sounds to me like maybe possibly she needed, I mean, I don't blame her for not being comfortable with it, right? That sounds like it's rooted in fear. Fear
Mm-hmm.
that possibly y'all will be over there doing stuff without her. Possibly she'll be
Yeah.
the topic of discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a wound she'll never be able to close, right? So it
Right.
sounds to me it was fear that probably needed some reassurance. I'm
Probably.
I'm sure you did you reassure her?
No, I
I'm
didn't.
curious.
No, I did. I did my part. I did my part. And in doing my part, um, I got it. I'm the kid that doesn't like to accept punishment.
Mhm.
And this could very well be an ending be something on me that I did. Like for example, I went to what's a hard word for me is loyalty.
Mhm.
Everybody harps on what loyalty means. I'm like, man, that's third grade. Like that sounds like something in the mafia. Like you would think that she was my friend first. Like I'm with friends with her mate because she was my friend first. We've been friends for
Mhm.
30 years.
Mhm.
And okay, this is my new partner. Naturally, if you're my friend in 30 years, you have a new partner. I'm going to become friends with your partner because we're doing all these things together. But if you're in this partner together for over 10 years, then I'm naturally going to form a friendship.
Absolutely.
And I did.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm a friendly person, and that's not the first friendship that I lost behind that. I lost
Mhm.
another friend because she got with a partner, and she made me the godmother of her daughter. And with same-sex relationships, that's when you get with a woman that already has a kid, and that's not biologically your kid. The other ladies, that's not biologically her kid, but she made us the godparents, and they ended up breaking up. And now she's like, you don't want to have nothing to do with them. But I made a commitment to be the God to kids' godmother. This has nothing to do with y'all two. So she didn't want to be my friend anymore because I stayed the kids' godmother.
Okay.
Right.
So her whatever about her then, right? No offense.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's
So it's things
silly,
like that.
right?
Like I think my loyalty, and with this current situation, um, the ex got married, and I went to the wedding, and pictures surfaced on the internet before I could tell her that I went to the wedding. That was my fault, but I was so caught up in the, because I love my friends. When I make friends, I love hard in everything that I do, from Jax to my wife to my family to my sisters to my friends. I love hard, and I mean, I apologized, but I just don't think it was enough.
Okay, that's fair. You
Yeah,
apologize, right?
I did, but I don't think it was enough.
Okay. So
And
what's
so
stopping you, right, from doing more?
I have, and
Mm-hmm.
also here comes my ego.
Of course, ego and pride are a big thing in this, yeah.
I'm not gonna apologize for so much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So wait. I'm sorry.
I've apologized,
Uh-huh.
and I've said, what can we do to make this right? And she just like, I don't know.
Okay. And
So
and did
she
we
doesn't know.
revisit?
No, we don't like we do superficial things like send each other memes all the time or reels, and we laugh, but it's like not talking about the elephant. It's like stepping over the elephant in the room. Just
Yeah.
a pretentious friendship is not what it was 20 years ago. You know?
I'll say this. You don't form that type of friendship without there being definitely some love there, some
Yeah.
understanding there, some forgiveness. And I'm pretty sure that she would absolutely embrace you and take you back, right? Take you back as like as if you never left, rather. Should have. But you, it's definitely she needs something.
God, she got to
Sometimes
tell me that though. You got to tell me what it is.
I agree. She does need to communicate that need, right? But we also have to keep. Some people need constant reassurance. They need to know that, listen, I love you. I'm waiting for you to communicate that need. You're safe to communicate that need, right? To the best of my ability, if I could meet that need, I would. And we back up and we give them space and we let them come back. And if she loves you enough, she's coming back, right? But just if it was, I don't know, it just brings me when I'm thinking about comparing the romantic relationship to the friendships, right? If this was our partner, would be, baby, I'm begging, baby, I'm begging, 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 but we're not
Yes.
willing to do the same
Mhm.
for that friend. This sounds like a 20 years worth of friendship, Amanda. Come on, like,
Right, but in my mind, here
mhm,
comes egotistical Amanda,
mhm, mhm,
and I'm the one giving the advice. I'm
mhm,
the worst taker of my own advice.
mhm,
And
mhm. We
so
all are.
I think that platonic friendships require the same. But after a while, I'm like, you ain't my lady. I'm not gonna keep begging you because that's how I feel after a
Mhm,
while.
mhm, mhm. But you just admitted you apologize, right? Which is you admitting you were wrong.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like when we were wrong, we don't get to determine what time limit that person has for it to be fixed, right?
I'm
What
hiding.
we we
You
don't get
tell me
you
give us you don't get this. I'm hiding. You can't come on here and shrink me.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just playing.
I'll back off. I'm
No, no,
soft
no.
here,
Go
but
ahead. Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead. I was just joking. Go ahead.
yeah, you don't get to put conditions on what she's supposed to accept as an apology, you know, the time frame she has.
Fine.
Like that's for her to work through, and you have to honor that, right? She has to dig deep in herself and find a way to extend grace to you and remind herself of the history and the love that she felt for you and weigh the pros and cons. Is it really worth letting this friend go? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But you hear me though, so just
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
think about that seriously.
Yeah. I mean, and this is the part why I tell people all the time that I'm constantly working on myself, because the more spiritually inept me will understand that.
Mhm.
And the
Mhm.
more I work on myself, the more I understand, like, I had another friend like that, and I apologized to, and it took her she accepted, but it took her a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, either my transgressions are very egregious
Mhm.
to the point where it takes people that long to forgive me, or that's just God is using them to help me work on my patience.
Yes. And I love the latter there. Like, believe that.
Yeah,
Seriously.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I think.
Yeah.
That God
I'll
is
take
using
that.
people to help me work on my trans. So, are you happy you spun the block?
Absolutely. And it really was risky, right? I was being very vulnerable. I reached out to her. I explained how I felt. I apologized for where I went wrong in the breakdown. And she told me, I need to think about this. I need to pray on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know what was going to happen. This was me being vulnerable, right? I could have got cursed out. She was tough cookie. She could have cursed me out.
Mm-hmm.
She told me she needed to think on it. She may or may not call me back. You know how silly and low I would have felt, right? If she
Yeah.
never called me back, you know what I'm saying? I had to take that risk because I miss her. I love her. I think she's worth it. She was a great friend to me. We had this one little mishap, and I'm declaring to the mountaintops I'll never speak to you again when I don't let people back in for less. Come on now. So yeah.
I don't let people back in. You don't let people back in for
Yeah.
less,
Yes. Yes.
and you over here
But
holding me hostage.
yes. And I hurt her feelings with that. She felt that way. You took this one back, you took that one back.
Yeah.
You went a whole year without speaking to me, a year and a half. She called me back 3 hours later. And it's like we never left. But I had to let her get it out. I had to
Mm-hmm.
let her tell me how she felt. I had to give her the space to possibly never call me back again or call me back again. I had to let her figure out if she wanted to forgive me. And I had to proceed with the phoniness, which I call it the phoniness, and it
Yeah.
means back and forth, and like you don't really know where you stand, but you're trying and easing into it. I had to be okay with that because she's entitled to that, and it just worked out. Like, if you can't fake it for so long, once you have that outing or that laughter again, you're gonna remember. All of it is gonna come into memory. You'll pick up like you never left. I promise. I
You
promise.
know what's hard for me?
Mhm.
I grew up a tomboy, and
Mhm.
that's saying I play with boys all the time.
Mhm.
And for me, male friendships are so much easier. We could
Mhm.
say we man f that and come back and hug it out like nothing happened. But that is also what's wrong with the black household. Like we don't
Yeah.
talk about the problems. We
Yeah.
just say sorry and move on.
Yeah. And get
And
mad when our apology is not accepted. So yeah. Yeah. Like.
so that's where I am. So
Mhm.
I'm coming into as I'm getting older, I'm realizing that being a mother didn't physically giving birth didn't bring me into femininity as much as aging is. Like I used to just wash my face and go. And now I have all you should see my bathroom counter. I have all these beauty products and these regimens. It's like I get older, I'm tapping into this more feminine side of me. And I wasn't tapped into that growing up. And so relationships were easy because I hung out with boys. And
Yeah.
now that I have women as friends, I just feel like they're so I find them so difficult. They require a lot of work. But I'm married to a woman, and she's the only
Mhm.
woman that I ever um put that much work in. And sometimes I
Mhm.
feel like if I'm put, even though I'm the person that says friendships deserve the same as romantic relationships, but all my friendships have been male, so it worked out fine. And
Mhm.
now that I have very amazing female friends, and the fact that I have to put work into it, it feels like something more. It's not that I feel something different. I don't know. I just have to contend with um emotional. I need to grow some more emotionally too. I need to accept because no one has never accepted my like. You don't know who I am. Like, what do you mean you don't accept my apology?
And see,
How does that work?
no, look, that's true, right? But hear me out. Um, your friend of 20 years, she know you're a tomboy. She know majority of your friends were boys, right? She know you haven't
Yeah,
fully tapped into your femininity. So
yeah.
I think if you would just be vulnerable with her and let her know, hey, listen, I don't really know how to do this, and I'm a bit low key offended that
I
you didn't
have.
accept my apology. Tell her again. I'm being honest here. If you feel the way you spoke of her, right? 20 years of friendship. We did everything together. And the fact that we're even speaking on her, there's no peace in this breakup.
No,
Okay.
there's not. Not for me
Yeah.
now. The funny thing
Yeah.
is, I the article that we talked about yesterday, I sent you. Like, who's your Samantha? I sent it to her. And we talk, but we talk like not like we should as friends. And so I sent it to her, and I was like, are you my Samantha?" And I put in Carrie Bradshaw. I said, "Oh, you're my Samantha." She doesn't think so. She thinks like everything is great. I'm like, no, you're not. No, you're not. Something you're not saying here. But
Yeah.
she didn't necessarily say no. She just was like, I'm somebody else's. She was somebody else's Samantha, but I definitely wasn't hers. And so I'm like, so what's happening here?
Different shade.
Yeah, like I'm like, okay, I absolutely knew because just like my mouth can go, hers can go too. So that's what made us
Yeah.
friends. Like the sarcasm, um, the writing, who we are as people, and so that's what makes it. We're like the same
Yeah.
person, so that's what makes it kind of like go back and forth. If I'm prepared to say something that I know I'm being an asshole and I'm a text, I know to expect a bigger asshole response.
So someone has to be the
So
bigger
someone
person
has
here,
to put the
Amanda.
dick away.
Put
It's
your dick
pun
away,
intended. Like,
Amanda. Like, come on. You know, if you're the one, I'm sorry, the one who's apologizing, you're acknowledging, okay, you see where this may have been wrong. I understand why you're mad, right? And you apologize. You gotta be the one to put your dick away. You.
yeah, okay.
You know, you lead by example. And it's easier said than done. I'm not gonna
It
sit here and
is.
act like, of course. But think about it. And sometimes if you guys are doing this over text exchange or phone, maybe meet in person somewhere safe, a restaurant where if y'all start yelling and acting crazy, they kicking
No,
y'all out. You done embarrass yourself, and
yeah.
set some rules and talk.
Okay.
Just my take on it. Sorry,
So is there
I didn't mean to
anyone?
go on.
No. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here
Yeah.
for. So is there anyone like you going to you going to go to law school? That's a
Yeah.
big chapter, and
Yeah.
so you got to focus. You don't got time. Sometimes you're not gonna have time for friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's gonna take that's growth and elevation, and like you said, when in elevation, we lose people, right? And we lose things. Are you prepared for that?
It started happening already.
Really?
So yeah, you could hear the tone in the congratulations or the
Who would not
absence.
be happy for somebody? One of my great friends achieved some of their great. I see total strangers on social media, and I'd be so happy for them. Like when I say total
That's
strangers,
me.
I've
That's me.
met some of the best people on Facebook,
Yes, same, same.
and when they do amazing, I'm so happy. You know how it is a chance in a lifetime for someone to fulfill a dream.
Mhm, mhm. And you would think like if I'm successful with this and I pass the bar, I'm your friend. I got you. I represent you all the time. You benefit from it. But no, honey. Honestly, Amanda, I don't think it's personal. If I'm being honest. We met at a certain place in life, right? It was all good while I was talking about it. It was a dream. It just, it never looked like it would happen, honestly. And I'm not
Hmm.
excusing their behavior. It's just, you know, some of them had childhood dreams we talked about. Some, this was their very same dream. And I think really it's just sometimes when you hear about the success of others, it doesn't make it right. I'm not telling anyone to accept this and allow it in their life, right? But just for some understanding so that you're not questioning why, right? Sometimes we project onto others. And there's an envy and a jealousy that comes up when you hear about their accomplishments because you're comparing yourself to it and realizing, oh, you coulda, woulda, should have done in the same 24 hours this friend had, but you didn't. And now, you can't be happy for them because it's bringing something, a lack up for you or some resentment up for you. And
Why
it's
can't we say
crazy.
that?
Why can't we say that?
Like I will say
Why
to
can't
my
we say that?
friend, even we
Mm-hmm.
joking, like I'll be like, bitch, I'm jealous.
I say
And
stuff
I
like that
mean
all the
it. When I
time.
say it,
Yes, yes,
I mean
yes,
it.
yes. Yes, yet I'll still come to your brunch or your party or your celebration. I'll bring a gift and everything, be hyping you up in the back. I meant it. I wish it was me. God, this is great. Like, yeah, people can't do that. They automatically make you the enemy. And I think really some of them want to eliminate me because then they don't, you don't have to watch the journey. The knife don't have to kind of get curved along the way. Like, I'm okay with it. It's okay. Like, it's
But
what
you
it
gotta
is.
have one rider. Do you have one rider?
I have quite a few writers.
That's good.
And as people disappear, like they start falling off and they start some
Mm-hmm.
crazy stuff, God starts bringing in exactly. So you gotta be careful because I know at some point, right? Many people say a prayer to God, and usually it comes out when you start hurting. You've been offended and you start asking God, remove anyone from my life that doesn't mean me well, and then He start revealing people and moving people from
And you
removing
like,
people.
I didn't know that's who you was just gonna take away.
Yes, so as people left and He started revealing and removing, right? He started replacing with far better people, more aligned for this version of me, and I
So I
have
have a
riders.
question.
Yeah.
How do I know God's not gonna send somebody to replace her for me?
Okay, that's fair. Honestly, I would say you don't, right? But I don't think you'll ever find out if you haven't done all that you could. And
Okay.
only you know the answer to that, right? Like,
So once I know I've done all I could,
yes,
then I'll know. I'll know.
yes,
When the student is ready, the teacher will
yes.
appear.
And this is not you coming to your own conclusions, right? That you've done all that
Yeah,
you could.
no,
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
seeking God. Yeah, no, don't go out here, man, to half cock thinking that you know everything. I've done all I
You've
can.
done all you could,
Yeah,
according to you. Yes.
yeah, and I need to. It's crazy. I have like all different sets of friend groups that are broken up into different sets, and which works great for me because I'll go to them for all different things. It's
Mm-hmm.
like you have a mechanic for your car, you have a beautician for your hair, you got the esthetician for your waxing in your body,
Yeah.
and that works great for me. And I just there's a part of me that is loyal. I just think that um once you get once the attorney appears, you want to be at the top with someone who helped you through those nights. Like I don't want to meet anyone once I reach the pinnacle of. I mean, of course you meet people because you need to meet people at different levels
Yes.
in order to make it through that level, right? I was just laughing with Kay. I volunteer a lot at the school. Our son goes to like this predominantly white private school, and so I'm at you know on these panels. I show up to volunteer, and I'm meeting a lot of people, but it's never it don't look like the friend that I'm used to,
Mm.
and it doesn't look like what I thought that I was gonna have at people that I thought was gonna have a friends. But I said to I did an interview with Danny, and she said God will send you something that you're not familiar with.
Mm.
And so maybe
Mm.
these people are my new tribe, and I don't mean privately, I mean like professionally. Like maybe these people are where I'm supposed to be. It's just not what I'm used to, and that's why I started fasting because it was a lot going on, and I
Yeah.
didn't. It was confusion. I know that God is not of confusion. There's like a lot happening, not necessarily bad. A lot of things was starting to move, and I'm like, I need to get focused so I don't miss what He has for me. And so
Mm-hmm.
when I get to a certain point, I want to look around and see like my person that it's like it's sad when you on the private jet and you having your 80-year-old scotch.
Yeah.
You want somebody there that was with you when you was working at that building in Orange, right?
Yes. Right. Right. Um. However, in my case, Amanda, the people that would have been my mom and dad, honestly,
Mm.
and
Uh,
they're not here. So I do believe that He fills the void along the way. And ultimately, I want the people there. It's not about the day one for me. It's about the people who supported me and in some way, shape, or form made this happen. And that doesn't
mm.
have to be a day one. Like, I met a friend at work, literally just showing up as my authentic self. She came, introduced herself. I haven't even known her that long. And she knows that law students benefit greatly from a Quimby subscription. And
Mm-hmm.
so this woman went and gifted me a Quimby subscription to send me off for the entire year, my first year of law school. That's huge to me. You know, that I will never forget that. And when I get through my first year with those A's and B's, speaking it into existence, I want to celebrate with her as new
Gotcha.
as you are. You get what I'm saying? So
Yes.
yeah.
Did you grow up in what we call the hood, or was you like a suburban kid? And I'm
I was
asking because that's that mind frame that I have, that I want somebody there from the
mhm.
beginning. And you said it's not all about day one. That's all we talk about growing up in the hood is our day ones.
Yes.
Like this my day one and blah 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 blah. And I need my day ones. And then when you see um the Jay-Z's of the world, and he's on his private jet, he's on his private jets with his day ones, but that's just how it went for him.
Mhm.
Right. And
Mhm.
everybody's journey isn't the same. And that's the thing with social media, make us to believe that in order to achieve success, we got to follow that path that they did. But that's not for everyone. So you just taught me something, like it doesn't have to be, it's not about your day ones.
Yeah.
You
In a
teach me a
literal sense.
lot.
Like, no, oh, thank you. It's literally the day one for this situation. You get what I'm saying? Like,
The day
um,
one for this situation.
yeah, I am from the hood. I'm from Hayes Home Projects. You know, and yeah,
Yeah. In
yeah,
North?
in Newark, 100th Street. Yeah, I'm from the hood. I lived in the townhouses after they knocked them
Okay,
down,
okay, let's back up. Okay, my
and
family from Hayes Home. Do you know my
yeah,
family?
probably. So age wise, maybe not, but my sister more than likely does. Yeah,
So we say 100. That's like that was like my Boyd Street.
yeah, 326 100th Street, the
We
project,
yeah,
great place.
yeah, my family's from 54 Boyd.
Yeah, yeah, right over. Yeah, they knocked. I moved out when I was
Oh, we
2.
gotta talk when we get offline.
Yeah,
How old are
yeah,
you now? How old are you?
37.
Oh yeah, I'm old.
Yeah.
Oof, child, I'm
It's
51.
we're gonna tell our business like this. We're gonna edit this out,
So
right? No,
so
okay.
so that means that was let me see, younger than me. Yeah, so you probably know like the generation. Well, the generation before me, they wasn't in the after me wasn't in the projects, because that's our point to
Yeah,
make sure that every generation is not.
yeah,
But yeah, that's crazy. Like you understand what I mean by like when you sit around
absolutely.
the benches and you have a dream and y'all sitting
Yeah.
out planning your future, and then when you get to a space, uh, like sometimes I sit in my backyard,
Hmm.
you know, um, that we just redid, and look around at the things that you've accomplished, and when your people aren't there, it's just something that does something to me. But I need to find people my day ones for this moment.
Yes,
Got
yes.
it.
And every time that you make an accomplishment, there's a new version of you formed, right? You learn new things about yourself, new character unlocked, becoming, new chapter. I always go through my ages as chapters, right? And most of those friends you
Becoming.
made day one, you 9 times out of 10 trauma bonded with them, especially if you're from the hood. So this whole loyalty thing is just been most of the friends I have, they were literally we didn't like the same girl and now we're buddies because we don't like her together, or
Yes, trauma
you
bonding.
you were in need and I was your out, I could help you, or my mom gave me a lot of freedom so everyone could kind of come stay the night at my house and get their dirt off. That's you liked me for things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that really a very valuable day one when you think of you
No,
get what I'm saying?
he's not.
Like,
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I get it,
yeah.
and I'm more likely to find someone right now who has my
Mhm.
same interests, because I'm going to meet you
Yes,
at the park with my son.
yes. You're showing up as your authentic self right
Yes,
now. Yes,
because I had to find out who I was, because
yes,
I didn't know who I was in that. Yeah, you know, as we're talking, I'm working this out in my mind.
yeah,
I
yeah.
needed this. Thank you.
Thank you. I needed this. Thank
I
you.
needed this. I thought that I was gonna come on here and wow.
Yeah,
So
I was all
and
nervous at first. Like,
no, the idea is that I never want to stop growing. In every book I read, I'm always reading two at a time. One
hmm,
is uh, always a self help book, because I
yeah,
never think that I'm forever, ever, ever growing. And it's for me, it's a constant process, because I want to get to uh, a spiritual place and a physical place and an emotional space, and that's always, always, always,
yeah,
always, always
yeah.
work. And I'm always looking for new perspectives on that. So my last question is, what advice do you have for someone who's experiencing ambiguous grief, whether it is the me that's this friendship that's hangs in super insert dramatic music hanging in the balance, someone that everyone, your president has been firing a lot of people are
Right.
losing their jobs, people have to give up their homes, some of their friends and family are getting deported. There's so much ambiguous grief happening in the world right now. I'm steady asking you what advice you have for someone. How do you deal with it?
So for one, I don't gaslight myself into believing that my hurt is invalid, right? Like sometimes we'll look at something and be like, well, should I even be grieving this or should I be sad over it? A loss is a loss, for number
Right.
one. Um, I would say give yourself permission to feel it, to grieve it, to process it, instead of pretending you're fine. For sure. We do that a lot. Talk it out with someone you trust. Be honest with yourself. Pray over it, right? I see that smirk on your face too.
No, because
Like
that's me.
talk.
I'm the captain of pretending I'm fine.
Yeah,
Because
look,
in my
but me
mind, I
too.
don't have time for that. I don't have time for that because I got other
Yes,
stuff to do.
that's me. And that's what I excuse it with. But come on, I got stuff to do. I have no time to sit here and be sad and go. No, because it's never going away. At some point, it's going to creep up on you and force you to deal with it. And you don't need to be doing that thing that you had to do when you didn't have the time to grieve when it creeps up on you. So let's knock it out
Because
the way
grief
up
is
front,
tacky
right?
and it's gonna
Yes,
come. Yeah,
petty. She's petty and
petty. She's
petty. We
petty.
said
Yeah,
that, you know?
yes.
So, like,
So she gonna sneak
um,
up on you if you don't deal with it.
if you don't deal with it. So give yourself permission to deal with it. I don't care if you clear your calendar for the day and lock yourself in a room and eat a bowl of ice cream and watch all the sad movies and rom-coms and gooey friendship stories you need to with a box of tissues. Be a bum. Don't wash. Don't brush your teeth. Be in that bed and deal with it. Seriously, you have to. Give yourself permission to do that. It's okay. It's okay. That's what I would say.
Are you gonna what type of what type of law do you want to practice?
Right now, I'm interested in corporate or employment law, but yeah,
What's
that's
this? The
why.
clock
See,
is?
that's yeah, Amanda. That's based on me chasing money. So I'm coming to terms with allowing God to kind of grab the wheel, like
Mm,
expose me to the different area. I might come across an area of law I never even knew existed and love it. So I'm
yes.
let Him handle this. Let me just enjoy the journey. So I'm not declaring anymore. I'm just let me enjoy the ride and see where I land right now.
You've always been so I wouldn't say happy, but approachable.
Hmm.
Most people don't look like they're like approachable.
Thank you.
I think
Thank
that that's why you attract love and light is because you seem because you could have been I don't know what your facial expression was when this guy was accosting you,
you.
but
Hmm.
something on your face made Tim want to come to your rescue. Because I'm sure a lot of women deal with harassment from other
Yes.
people, but
Yes.
no one comes to save them. And I'm not saying they don't deserve to be, right? But there was something about you that made Tim come over to save you.
I do think Tim was sent by God for
Hmm.
sure. And speaking of God, I'm a big believer that you reap what you sow. And I sow positivity.
Hmm.
I so good. I show up for everyone. Even if you cross me, I'm not going to leave you hanging. I know we done, but I'm not going to leave you hanging until I know you're okay before I walk off on you. I'm that selfless. You get what I'm saying?
You're so better than me.
It it takes. My mom was this person, so I'm really just my mom. I don't like being this way, Amanda. It comes with a lot. Givers, you attract a lot of takers,
You have
and
exposed me.
people often when they see me, they think, "Oh my God, she's so sweet. Got one. I can finesse her. She's
Hmm.
naive and
Hmm.
joke, surprise, surprise." You get what I'm saying? So it comes with a lot, but for the most part, um, this was my example growing up. My mom was like the neighborhood mom to everyone, and I am her. I am light. I am love. I sow that. And so I expect a harvest on it. I walk out there expecting people are going to be good to me and show up for me and protect me and help me if I
Right.
just, yeah, open up and be myself to them. Yeah,
But that's
yeah.
the caveat. You have to open up and be
You
yourself.
have to open up and be yourself for
You
sure.
can't get nothing with a closed fist.
No. Speak your needs. Get to know people. Talk to people. Laugh with them. Compliment them on their shoes if you like them. You open the door to receive. You do. Hmm. Hmm.
Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know how much, like, I didn't know. I don't know what to expect when I go into conversations, and when we talked prior to, you made it seem like you didn't have. I don't know how I can contribute. I don't know, girl. You are. I'm gonna check back in. When is your break after, like, their semesters, right? When is your semester over?
I believe this is December 12th. Finals are December 11th, so I'm free after that. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna
December
check.
12th.
Not necessarily on the podcast, but throughout this process, I'm gonna check in. I'm gonna be giving updates on Tracy on the podcast, so that y'all know how Tracy's
Thank
doing.
you. I was so
Because
mad at Kayla. I was like, Kayla, why would you recommend
Kay
me? I don't
came
want to
in, my
hear it.
wife,
Yes.
Kayla and Jax are my greatest cheerleaders when it comes to my endeavors that I want to do. But I have to streamline their ideas.
Yeah.
Because Jax is next door playing this game. He's really loud and say, "Oh, mommy's gonna record the podcast, son, so you have to be quiet." And he come in, "You said I could be on the podcast 5 times, and I haven't." Every time I record, he says, "I could, son. What do you want to talk about?" And my wife's like, "Oh, you can't." It's like you know us. You know how you've seen us
Yeah.
operate.
Yeah.
It's total. It's not chaos, but we are. We need a show because it is the image that you see comes with a lot in the comes with a lot, but I wouldn't trade them two for anything in the world. And I'm glad that I don't know how you and her came to be friends, but I'm glad that it did happen.
Me too.
You're one of her closest and greatest friends, and there's a lot of times when I know that she's going through her personal things that um either she doesn't want to talk to me about, or that she just mainly she doesn't want to talk to me about, and she needs a friend. And I know during times like that, I'm happy to know that she has
Hmm.
friends like you, because I know that you've talked her through a lot of personal things. And I just wish you nothing but the best. I'm super
Thank you
excited,
so much.
Tracy. Something like you can be like Esquire
Yes, I can't wait.
or attorney at law.
Can't wait.
Esquire.
Tracy Johnson, Esquire. Put some
Esquire.
respect on my
Put
name.
some
Look.
respect on her name.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tracy.
Thank you,
All
Amanda. This
right.
was
Have a
great.
good.
Thank
It was.
you.
Thank you. All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.